Hey, what's up, guys? Benny Adams here with Hollywood Junket, and today we're going over the remaining 22 women left on The Bachelor because I know it can be a little confusing remembering all of these people competing for Clayton's love. So that's why I'm here to remind you all of the people that you are seeing on your TV screens. Also, when I list out these girls, they're going to be in the order that we were introduced to on night one. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So we first start off with Sarah. She bought a tiger token for Clayton on night one, and she also won the group date rose on the second group date, and she won the red flag obstacle course. So Sarah is definitely someone that a lot of people have been seeing lately. The edit on her has been pretty good. We've been seeing a lot about her. So I'm definitely curious to see what's going to happen with her next. It seems like Clayton is he definitely has an eye out for her. Next up, we have Lindsay. And then after Lindsay, the other girl that we were introduced to is Genevieve. Now, Genevieve is someone we haven't really seen a lot of lately, but if you paid close attention to the previews of what's happening next week and what's happening throughout the season, we do see Genevieve in a couple of the previews. And it seems like she is going to make it pretty far. We're not sure how far, obviously, but fingers crossed, because I do want to see more of her. She seems like a really cool girl, so we'll see what happens. Next up, we have NC, who is half Persian, half Korean. Really like her. I really like how she's bringing, a different flavor to the show. She was teaching him a new language, which I thought was really, really cool. So we'll see if she makes it a little bit further. Next up, we have Susie. She had the buzzer in her hand when she first met Clayton, and she buzzed Clayton. Great first impression. Definitely, I think it definitely helped Clayton remember her. She also got the first one-on-one date, which was the helicopter ride, and it was on a yacht. And I remember a lot of people were saying, oh, it should have been with the other girl who is a pilot, but we'll talk more about her later. But I actually really like her. I really like Susie. I think she's this really sweet girl. She brings off, girl next door vibes, and I don't know, I really like her, so I'm hoping she goes far. If you can tell, I'm liking everyone, but this is a good group of girls, so we'll see. All right, next up we have Serene. Now, a lot of people are saying that Serene is giving off Michelle Young vibes. She's a school teacher. She's having a pretty good edit so far, but because of the previews and what to expect throughout the season, it seems like she might not be there for the right reasons. That's at least what the girls are saying. That's what we got from the trailer. So we'll have to see if she is there for the right reason. We have to see if the trailer is what it seems, because sometimes, as we said before, the trailer can sometimes be off, and the trailer might make it seem like they're talking about one girl, it can actually be another girl. So we'll have to see what happens with Serene. All right, next up we have TEDDI, and it seems like Clayton and TEDDI have a really special connection. They have such a strong connection. I'm just going to call them Tayton, because why not? Let's get this whole little romance name going. But it seems like Clayton is really feeling TEDDI. When they kissed, he said he felt complete kissing her. And, that's something like when someone says that, that means like they're really feeling them. So we'll have to see what happens with TEDDI and Clayton, AKA Tayton. Hopefully she'll make it far, but we'll have to see. All right, next up we have Tessa, another girl we haven't really seen much of, but hopefully we'll see more of. And then we have Kate. She's a real estate agent, and she's the one who brought the nips of liquor for Clayton on night one. I really like when the girls go above and beyond when they first meet the Bachelor, because I think it's a smart move. It's a way to help him remember them, because there are so many girls, Sierra is someone who I feel like she is going to be a woman that Clayton can trust. And the reason why I say this is Sierra was the one who told Clayton about CASSIDY. the woman who we found out has a friends with benefits situation, or maybe had a friends with benefits situation right before. It's not really known if she still has the friends with benefits. I guess we'll find out next week or in 2 weeks. I am a little worried because usually people like Sierra who go and tell, you know, the Bachelor or the Bachelorette about everything that's happening in the house, you know, who you can trust and who you can't trust, they usually end up getting in the friend zone. And even though, you know, they are a trustworthy person, I feel like they start seeing them as just, you know, a friend more than a love interest. And we've seen this in the past. I'll talk about the Bachelorette for an example with Ulu and Michelle. You know, Ulu, he was super, super trustworthy. He was always looking out for Michelle's best interest, but obviously he didn't win. And I really do feel like he ended up getting more in the friend zone because he was always someone that Michelle could trust more than a love interest, if that makes any sense. So I'm a little worried about Sierra. We'll have to see what happens, but fingers crossed for her. Fingers crossed. All right, Jill is someone we also haven't seen that much of, but a little reminder about her. She brought the ashes of her boyfriend during night one, and she also didn't get a date last week. So we'll have to see if we'll see more of her when the show returns in 2 weeks, and maybe we'll get more of her story. MARLENA, really cool girl, really like this. I definitely want to see more of her. She's a former Olympian, so it seems like she's super active, and I feel like her and Clayton could really hit it off. So I really hope the two get a chance to connect. So Rachel is a pilot, and this is what has confused a lot of viewers about last week's episode. So Rachel, during night one, she offered to teach Clayton how to fly. And so then during the second week episode, we find out that she wasn't picked for the date, which was flying in a helicopter. So speaking for myself, I thought that she would for sure get that date because in Clayton's head, he knows that, hey, Rachel is a pilot. This will be really cool for us. This will be a really good bonding moment. So we'll have to see if she'll have another chance of doing something in the sky. I know Clayton said that he's always wanted to jump out of an airplane. So I think that'll be a really cool date with the two, but we'll have to see. All right, so next up we have Kara, who is a doctor. Night one, she arrived in a lab coat, and underneath the lab coat was just a bikini, you know, trying to make things a little steamy. So I just realized I rhymed that. But yeah, so there was Kara. She definitely wanted to make her first impression, something that Clayton wouldn't forget, and I doubt he forgot that. But one thing that I really like about this woman is she reminds me a lot about Katie Thurston, and she's just so mature, and she calls out all of the BS that's happening in the house, and I really appreciate that. And I remember Katie was like that as well. So ooh, maybe we're seeing a future Bachelorette right here. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. After Kira, we have Mara. Now Mara we have seen a lot of, but it's just her reacting to situations that are happening in the house. We haven't really got a storyline from her. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that we won't see more of Mara. I hope I'm wrong, but we'll have to see. All right, next up we have Eliza. She is from Berlin, Germany, and she taught a little bit of German to Clayton, which I think was really, really cool. We see a lot of her in the teasers, so it's kind of safe to say that she'll make it pretty far. I'm not sure how far, obviously, but we'll see how far she goes. All right, next up is Gabby. She is a former cheerleader and an ICU nurse. And it seems like we have a lot of women in the medical field, which I think is really cool. This is the third woman that's in the medical field. So rock on, especially with everything that's going on right now. Big props to everyone in the medical field helping out during these hard times. But yeah, so she is an ICU nurse. And one thing that was really cool about her is she brought the pillow with Clayton's photo to sit on, which I thought was very interesting and kind of funny. But I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of her I hope we see a lot of her. She seems like a really cool girl, so we'll see. All right, so Elizabeth is another woman that we meet next. And if you remember, Elizabeth was in a lot of drama last week with SHANAE. You know, the two had a confrontation, and then SHANAE decided to out Elizabeth with her ADHD. If you guys saw the last video, I didn't find that cool whatsoever. I don't know about you guys. I have a feeling we're gonna see a lot of Elizabeth. You know what, but now I'm kind of second guessing myself because, you know, she is in a lot of drama with SHANAE and that might bring her down, even though it shouldn't, because she doesn't want anything to do with the drama. But I think SHANAE is gonna take Elizabeth down with her. I hope not, because it's not fair. It's not fair whatsoever, but we'll see. All right, next up we have Hunter. We haven't seen too much of Hunter, but what I can remember from Hunter is night one, she brought a snake. I love snakes, so that's why I remember that. But I have a question. We haven't seen the snake since night one, so what happened to the snake? Hashtag, where is Hunter's snake? You know, did production put it somewhere? Is it just in her room and they're not filming it? I'm very curious to know what happened to the snake. I don't know about you guys. If you are, put it in the comments below. All right, next up we have CASSIDY. CASSIDY was another woman who was talk of week 2, mostly because during the whole birthday party, she did not want to associate with the kids. She even said that she doesn't like kids. She didn't help out whatsoever, which caused the women to kind of feel a certain way about her. But then she gets the group date rose, which shocked so many women because, one, she doesn't like kids. She wasn't really participating. She wasn't really, you know, doing what Clayton wanted. All these other women are putting their all in, hoping that Clayton notices. And the one woman who decides to just not do any of it gets the group date rose. So I thought that was interesting. It's gonna be very interesting to see, you know, if she goes far. But you also have to remember, CASSIDY is also the one that we find out has a friends with benefits situation. And Clayton found out, as I already said, she has a rose. So we were left with a cliffhanger. You know, is Clayton gonna take back the rose? Is he gonna let her keep it? You know, we don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. SHANAE SHANAE seems like a drama starter. I'm just gonna say it. She seems like a drama starter. She caused a lot of tension in the house, specifically with Elizabeth when she told the girls that Elizabeth has ADHD, something that should have never came out of her mouth. But also for the fact that she went to Clayton and said that Elizabeth seems two-faced because she feels like Elizabeth is treating her differently. I talked all about this in the previous video. But yeah, it just seems like she's a drama starter, and her and CASSIDY seem like, you know, the two girls who love to start drama, and it seems like they're not taking you know, this experience seriously, which is, you know, trying to, you know, find the man of their dreams, you know, to try and find the man that they're going to spend the rest of their lives with. So we'll have to see what happens with SHANAE. So I'm going to give you a little refresher on what happened last week. The women who have roses. So CASSIDY, she got the group date rose, the first group date rose. Sarah got the second group date rose, and SUSIE got the one-on-one date rose. And then let's take a look at the women who did not get group dates. That was Jill, Hunter, and Eliza. So I have a question for all of you. I want to know, what do you think about Clayton as a bachelor so far? I like him. I think he's doing a good job, but he has made some questionable choices. One of them being he gave a rose to CASSIDY, the one woman who did not participate in the birthday party, saying she doesn't even like kids. And then we also have to talk about Sally. Now, she is the one who gave the rose back and said she didn't want to be there. But before that, we find out that she was actually supposed to get married that day. And it seemed like she was kind of giving hints to Clayton that, you know, she wasn't ready for this. And so I was kind of a little surprised that Clayton didn't pick up on that and he still wanted to give a rose to her. So I want to know, what do you think about all of these situations? Again, I still think he's doing a good job, but there are those two girls where I was like, why are you giving them a rose, buddy? Why are you giving them a rose? So yeah, what do you guys think about that? So one of the main things that I really like about the season is that the ages vary. It's not just all young women, it's older women as well, which I think is really cool. Clayton, he's 28, and there are some women, you know, vying for his attention that are older than him, which I think is really cool. And we did the math and we saw that the median age is 28. So I'm curious, I wonder if producers, do they talk to Clayton? Do they ask them, hey, you know, do you like girls who are the same age as you, a little bit younger than you, a little bit older than you? Because it seems like the ages vary all over the place. There are some girls who are in their 30s, which I really like. So yeah, I think this is a cool change, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. So from the looks of the season teaser, if you've seen it, you can kind of get a feel of what women are going to go further versus other women who will not go further. So from what I got from this is we're going to see more of Rachel. We're going to see more of TEDDI. We're going to see more of Serene. We're going to see more of Sarah and Genevieve. So we'll have to see how far these women make it. But those are the women competing for Clayton's love, you guys. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope this helps you guys. I know it definitely helps me when I'm looking down the list and I'm seeing, okay, who is who, because it can sometimes be hard to remember. So thank you guys for watching. It's always fun to talk about The Bachelor / The Bachelorette. But again, I'm Benny Adams with Hollywood Junket. You can find me on all social media, including Instagram, TikTok, at Benny J. Adams. I'll see you guys later.